You may believe that honesty, loyalty, and goodness will bring you victory, but look around. Do the most powerful men live by these virtues? No. They dominate you with deception, with calculated charm, with ruthless timing. And yet, you remain blind to the game. Today, I will tear away the veil. You will never see the world the same again. Look around you. Every day, without realizing it, you are being played, not with swords, nor with armies, but with invisible strings that pull your choices, your beliefs, even your desires. You imagine you live freely, yet your freedom is nothing more than the illusion they allow you to keep. The truth, you are surrounded by rulers, manipulators, and silent tyrants who hold power over you, not because they are more moral, not because they are more intelligent, but because they understand the art you were never taught, the art of control. You see the smiling face of your superior at work praising your efforts, but behind that smile lies calculation. You watch the politician on the stage promising justice and prosperity, yet his words are nothing more than weapons crafted to disarm your reason. Even in friendship, even in love, you are subject to manipulation. People conceal, twist, and maneuver, while you, untrained in this darker wisdom, believe them, and so you suffer. You wonder why loyalty is betrayed. You wonder why honesty is punished while deceit rises to the throne. You wonder why the strong take and the weak lose. You search for fairness in a world that was never built to be fair. I, Niccolò Machiavelli, learned this centuries ago in the palaces of Florence, where daggers hid beneath robes and every banquet could end in blood. I watched men destroyed not by their enemies but by their own illusions. I saw noble hearts devoured by ruthless strategists who understood that power belongs not to the good, but to the cunning. And I wrote it down, not as advice for saints, but as the survival manual for those who refuse to be prey. The problem you face is not your lack of ambition, nor your lack of will. The problem is your blindness. You still play by rules that others abandoned long ago. You believe in fairness, but fairness is a mask. You believe in loyalty, but loyalty is a leash. You believe in honesty, but honesty is a weapon used against the naive. These beliefs keep you chained while others climb upon your back to rule, and this is why you lose. The world has always belonged to those who see clearly, those who know that power is not about being loved, but about being obeyed, not about being fair, but about being feared at the right moment, not about waiting for opportunity, but about seizing it before another hand reaches out. You want success, yet you hesitate. You want respect, yet you beg for it. You want freedom, yet you walk willingly into cages built from lies. And when the powerful use you, discard you, and move on without remorse, you ask yourself, why? The answer is simple yet brutal. You do not know the laws of power. You do not see the game. You are unarmed in a battlefield where only strategy survives. But hear me now. I will not offer you comforting lies. I will not tell you that the world rewards goodness or purity. No. What I will give you is the cold truth, the ruthless principles that the mighty have always known and used. 8 laws that will rip away the blindfold from your eyes and rewire the way you think forever. 8 laws that will turn you from prey into predator, from pawn into master. 8 laws that will teach you not how to beg for power, but how to take it. You must understand one thing above all else. The world is not ruled by kindness, nor by fairness, nor by noble intentions. It is ruled by perception, by cunning, and by the relentless pursuit of advantage. Those who cling to morality as their armor are the first to be cut down. Those who worship ideals without strategy are crushed beneath the boots of men who know how power truly operates. The mistake of the ordinary man is to believe that strength lies in being good. He believes virtue alone will shield him, that honesty alone will raise him, that loyalty alone will secure him. But tell me, when wolves surround the lamb, does his purity protect him? Does the wolf hesitate because the lamb is innocent? No. The lamb is devoured because he failed to understand the nature of the world he was born into. In my time, I witnessed leaders destroyed, not by their enemies' swords, but by their own illusions. A prince who trusted too much in promises found his kingdom shattered. A ruler who valued mercy above control saw rebellion rise from those he had spared. A man who believed loyalty unbreakable discovered betrayal in the very heart closest to him. These were not accidents of fate. They were punishments for blindness. Men are driven not by what is just, but by what is useful to them. They will swear loyalty with one hand and sharpen a dagger with the other. They will praise you in daylight and plot against you in darkness. Do not call this evil, it is nature, and the wise man does not curse nature. He studies it, bends it, and uses it to his advantage. Understand this, morality is a costume. Leaders wear it, the powerful display it, but behind the costume lies calculation. A ruler may speak of justice, but his true aim is stability. He may speak of peace, but his true aim is control. He may speak of loyalty, but his true aim is obedience. If you fail to see the difference between appearance and intention, you will forever remain a pawn in another's game. The core of my philosophy is simple. Do not seek to live in the world as it should be. Live in the world as it is, and the world is a place where men are selfish, where fear moves faster than love, where deception is more powerful than honesty. This is not despair, it is clarity, and clarity is the foundation of power. When you abandon the illusions of fairness, when you no longer expect loyalty without calculation, when you understand that men follow strength over virtue, then and only then can you begin to rise. You will cease asking why the world is cruel, and instead you will learn how to shape cruelty into a weapon of your own. You will cease searching for fairness, and instead you will use unfairness as the battlefield on which you dominate. You will cease clinging to fragile ideals and instead forge strategy as your shield and perception as your sword. The prince who survives is not the one who seeks to be loved above all, but the one who commands obedience. The ruler who endures is not the one who acts with pure honesty, but the one who knows when to conceal, when to mislead, and when to strike without hesitation. The man who prospers is not the one who waits for fortune to favor him, but the one who seizes fortune by the throat and bends it to his will. This is the essence of my teaching, to abandon weakness disguised as virtue and to embrace clarity disguised as cruelty. For only when you strip away illusions can you begin to see the raw mechanics of power that govern kings and beggars alike. Only when you learn to look beyond appearances can you begin to master the game in which all men are unwilling participants. To rewire the mind, one must first shatter its illusions, and so I give you not advice for comfort, but laws for survival, laws that cut as cold steel, yet reveal the truth of power as it has always been. The first law is to control perception, not truth. Men do not care for reality, they care for the image that is placed before their eyes. A ruler who controls appearances may lose everything in secret, yet still hold the devotion of the crowd. If they believe you wise, it matters not if you are ignorant. If they believe you virtuous, it matters not if you are cunning. The eyes of men are blind, but their imagination rules them. Therefore, craft the image they must see, and you will master their hearts. The second law is to use cruelty wisely. Many fear cruelty, as if it were a poison that destroys the hand that wields it. But cruelty, if swift and precise, prevents chaos. A ruler who punishes once with severity will find peace thereafter. A ruler who delays, who spreads cruelty little by little, breeds endless hatred. Mercy without power is weakness, and weakness invites rebellion. Use cruelty as a surgeon uses the knife, with calculation, with necessity, and never with hesitation. The third law is to never show all of yourself. Men seek to understand, and once they believe they do, they lose fear, they lose awe. Mystery is a throne higher than any crown. If they cannot read you, they cannot predict you. If they cannot predict you, they cannot defeat you. Man who reveals his every thought is already conquered. Remain unreadable, and you remain untouchable. The fourth law is to understand that loyalty is a tool, not a bond. Men are loyal only as long as it serves their purpose. Their oaths are written not in stone, but in water. Do not lean upon loyalty as if it were unbreakable. Expect betrayal, and betrayal will never surprise you. Trust not in men's promises, but in their self-interest. If their advantage lies in staying by your side, they will remain. If it lies in turning against you, they will betray without hesitation. The fifth law is to strike fear, but not hatred. Love is fragile and fleeting, while fear endures. To be feared is safer than to be loved, for men love at their own convenience, but they fear according to your command. Yet hatred must be avoided, for hatred creates enemies that seek your destruction. Rule through fear tempered by necessity, and you will secure power without breeding assassins. The sixth law is to master the art of absence. Too much presence makes even kings common. Familiarity breeds contempt, but distance sharpens desire. Appear rarely, and your presence will command reverence. Withdraw at the right moment, and they will chase you with hunger. He who is always available becomes ordinary. He who withholds himself becomes a legend. The seventh law is to appear virtuous, yet act strategically. Men demand to see kindness, justice, and morality, but they do not look closely enough to discover the truth. Show them what they crave, the mask of righteousness. Let them speak of your virtue while your hand works in shadows. Reputation is armor, deception is a sword. Appear as the saint, act as the fox, and you will conquer both the eyes of the crowd and the hearts of your enemies. The eighth law is to never depend on fortune. Fortune is a mistress, unpredictable and cruel. The weak wait for her favors, but the strong seize her by force. Strategy, not luck, creates dominion. He who depends on fortune remains a slave to chance. He who creates his own opportunity through boldness and calculation bends fortune to his will. Do not wait for the tide. Become the storm that commands the sea. Power is not granted, power is taken. The world does not reward the dreamer who waits, nor the honest man who prays, nor the loyal servant who obeys. It rewards the one who sees beyond illusions, the one who acts when others hesitate, the one who dares to seize what all others believe untouchable. You have lived under the shadow of false teachings. Since childhood, you were told that goodness brings respect, that fairness brings friends, that truth brings honor. Yet, every failure in your life whispers the opposite. The truth did not save you when betrayal came. Fairness did not shield you when others took what was yours. Goodness did not grant you power. It only made you easier to control. And so you suffered, confused, asking why fortune turned against you, blind to the fact that fortune belongs only to those who conquer it. The rulers of this world are not saints, they are strategists. They wear the mask of kindness, but their hearts beat to the rhythm of advantage. They embrace morality when it suits them and discard it when it chains them. They smile with charm while calculating the downfall of those who trust them. This is the unspoken truth. Greatness is not achieved by purity, but by mastery of perception, fear, and timing. Do not despise this truth. Do not resist it. For only when you see the world as it is can you hope to rise above it. The powerful have always understood this. The weak always refuse it. You must decide which path you will take. Remember that fear outlasts love. Men will love you today and turn against you tomorrow, but fear binds them even in silence. Remember that loyalty is written in sand, swept away the moment the winds of advantage change direction. Remember that appearances matter more than substance, for men are guided not by reason but by imagination. A ruler who is hated falls, a ruler who is feared endures. A man who waits for luck becomes a slave. A man who forces his fortune becomes a master. Look at history, and you will see this truth repeated without end. Kingdoms rise not through fairness but through conquest. Empires endure not through mercy but through strength. Leaders are remembered not for their honesty but for their victories. Even in your life today, nothing has changed. The same laws govern your workplace, your friendships, your rivalries, your ambitions. Every smile hides calculation, every promise hides condition, every bond hides a dagger waiting to be drawn. The weak recoil from these truths because they are harsh. They call them cruel, they call them Immoral, they call them dark, but what the weak call cruelty, the strong call clarity. What the weak call manipulation, the strong call mastery. What the weak call fate, the strong call strategy. And when the weak fall, they do so whispering prayers to a world that never existed, while the strong rise upon their ruins. You must train your mind to abandon comfort and embrace reality. You must see men not as they pretend to be, but as they truly are, selfish, fearful, ambitious, and fickle. You must learn to wield perception as a weapon, to strike without hesitation, to conceal your hand. While shaping the battlefield, you must understand that survival is not given to those who deserve it. It is seized by those who fight for it without mercy. Power is a battlefield with no neutrality. You are either a ruler of the game or a pawn sacrificed in silence. And the coldest truth of all in this, those who master these laws endure, those who ignore them. Now you have heard the coldest truths of power. You have seen the illusions stripped away, the masks torn apart, the weakness of blind faith revealed. What remains before you is choice. Will you continue to live as you have, clinging to fairness, waiting for loyalty, trusting in luck, while others sharpen their knives in silence? Or will you step into the arena of reality and play the game as it was always meant to be played? The 8 laws I have given you are not lessons in kindness, but in survival. They are not meant to make you loved, but to make you endure. Power does not bow to virtue. Power obeys only those bold enough to seize it. Remember, men are ruled not by truth, but by perception. Loyalty is fleeting, fear is lasting. Fortune is cruel, but she can be conquered. Appearances deceive, but they are the very currency of influence. The man who understands this commands others as easily as a puppeteer pulls his strings. Do not waste your life as prey, dreaming of fairness in a world built upon strategy. Become the hunter, the strategist, the master of appearances, the wielder of fear. Embrace the laws, rewire your mind, and you will never again kneel before the illusions that enslave lesser men. Power belongs to those who dare to take it, and history remembers only those who endure.